There's a corner like, is that mucus? No, it's cum.
That's cum. That's cum in there. We got to find the guy whose cum this is. He drowned her in cum.
Jesus Christ, Zach. Is it fucking breakfast or dinner?
Anybody that's gonna tell me what to do with my show can fuck off.
Girl. I'm shitting bricks every single time.
So you a bitch.
Get out of here.
Nigga think you cute.
Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network. You're listening to Gas Digital Best of the Week.
Born killers, Legion of Skanks. Welcome to the
We have always a Legion of Skanks tribute to Black History Month. Bobby, do you want to roll that?
Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm. Bobby,
Black History Month is an annual observance of Black excellence. In honor of Black excellence, the Legion of Skanks would like to celebrate history's greatest achievements in cultural appropriation. Today, we honor Michael David Rappaport,
A.K.A. the inflamed Ashkenazi. A.K.A. the disruptive warrior. A.K.A. the gringo man dingo.
born March 20th, 1970 in New York City. Despite Michael's Jewish upbringing on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, he's been able to portray himself as a certified gangster from the streets.
A cracker is the type of motherfucker, type of fucking pasty white cracker motherfucker like this. Or I want to punch you in your motherfucking face.
With his use of urban slang,
She's not fucking with you anymore, homie.
ethnic dialect,
Like, yo, just put on that big beat. He was rocking on that big beat on one of those ciphers and spit your rhymes.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
and robust commentary on the culture,
If this was black people, these would be dead bodies.
Rappaport seamlessly wove himself into the fabric of the Black community. We here at Legion of Skanks acknowledge you, Michael Rappaport, as the oldest wigger still wigging.
Damn. You guys,
Man, Wigger does age weird, doesn't it?
you guys are going to get Ari slapped again.
Yeah, that should have been like, this was paid for by Ari Shafir. Ari Shafir sports this message. The oldest living wigger, Michael Rappaport.
Nah, there's older ones. Go to a
Right. Oh,
Detroit
Dan-
Lions game. You'll. I'm fucking serious.
How about, where's Danny Hawk? Whatever happened to Danny Hawk? Remember that?
I don't know, but there was a lot of, man, it was a lot of, I heard a couple, out of some older white dudes in Detroit.
Really?
When we were out at the bar.
Older
after the-
white dudes?
I'm telling you, man. That's
bizarre.
That's the wig capital of the United States.
Detroit? Yeah, dude. Eminem,
was,
Eminem and Kid Rock are their leaders. Dude.
Yeah,
That is true. The best thing they've ever produced is Wiggers.
8 Mile. 8 Mile.
Their
was
chief
like
export is Wiggers.
They stopped making cars.
Yeah.
What do you want?
We got black guys. We got white guys that act like black guys. You like those instead of dependable automobiles?
Zach Amico's Midnight Spook Show.
Have I ever told you guys about the whitest phone call I ever got in my life?
Real nice. How'd that work?
So it was, of course, my dad, King Honky. And he calls me once, and my dad's shop is in Bayonne. And he goes, hey, Zach, I know you like your weird combinations and shit. The guys are going to a restaurant for lunch, and I just had to call you and tell you about it. I'm like, all right, go ahead. And he goes, all right, you ready? He goes, get a load of this. This place is in Bayonne. He goes, this place they're going, they got chicken and waffles. And I go, yeah? And he goes, I mean, you ever heard of such a thing? And I'm like, yeah, it's chicken and waffles. And he goes, well, Jesus Christ, Zach, is it fucking breakfast or dinner?
No, it's diabetes.
Yeah.
What year is this? Your dad is discovering chicken and waffles?
This is like within the decade. Yeah, this has got to be like within the last 10, 12 years. Because they got chicken and waffles. I mean, you ever heard of
so
such a
funny
thing?
that your dad lives so in the rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like
That is black brunch, by the way. Chicken and waffles.
You know how it started?
No.
Believe it or not, and not even down south. Late night, Harlem. Late night menu. And it was just like, fuck. People were coming out of the, jazz joints and shit late at night, and they were down to like nothing because they had been serving food all day long. So this is just what they had left.
And then is Roscoe's the most famous place?
Roscoe's, they like took it and was like, "This is our thing.
Yeah.
This is our."
I wasn't impressed with Roscoe's
lead
when I went
product.
there. It was good, but it felt almost corporatized.
You haven't had the full experience.
It was like corporatized.
Yeah,
it wasn't like.
Dude, I would say go to a soul food restaurant you like that has it on the menu.
Yeah.
That's typically that.
And then pay someone to come and snatch your jewelry and shoot you in the chest.
Speaking of which, I don't know if I like the amount you're saying the N-word on this show.
Why not?
Because I have your 23andMe.
Whoa. Why do you have that?
Your wife sent me your 23andMe.
Why are you talking to nigga wife?
His wife.
Whoa. I don't know if I feel comfortable with you saying that.
Saying what?
Wife, though? That's
I married the nigga.
She sent it to me and she went,
your
you should
wife.
know. She literally went, you should know about this. It's concerning.
Your wife is plotting on you, son.
Shit.
She sent
I already know. God damn.
His 23andMe, it says 52.9% sub-Saharan African.
Don't read this on air, man.
How much?
52.9% sub-Saharan African.
That's a little low.
That's 52.
More commonly known as black.
I'm 52% nigga.
That's not. I don't know.
That's more than half.
Yeah. And then European. 45.2%.
Oh
European.
God, player!
Damn.
Why are you exposing me like
this? You got
this?
Thomas Jefferson in your blood.
No,
so
dead ass.
like.
Wifey
Jesus.
said, "I can't say the N word no more in the house when I'm smashing, especially."
Oh boy.
She said she wants reparations. I
think instead of getting you paying, so you are paying reparations.
She wanted to know the 23andMe results so bad, like she was sick.
Now, what were her 23andMe results? Now, I assume your mom Wendy made you get this.
Nah, my mom didn't want me to get it.
I know why now.
When I was 30, she revealed to me that she goes, "Oh, by the way, your father is actually not your father."
Oh,
and I was like, "What?"
I wish
like right
every
before
night
I was
I get
having
that
my first kid, so it became like a point of contention between everybody. And I was like, "Why would you tell me this now?" She's like, "Oh, I don't know. I just had to get it off my breasts." And I'm like, "All right, thanks."
Should he get it off her breasts?
Well, her chest, I guess.
Okay.
You know.
So you're 52.9% sub-Saharan African, 42.8%. That seems like it.
Well, that was the whole point of it. I didn't know who my actual dad is.
What is the other percentage?
Yeah, what is the other percentages?
Well, I thought my wife sent it to you.
Are you a Neanderthal?
She only sent me one screenshot. Do you not have the rest?
Fine, I'll log.
I think she just wanted me to know that you were 45.1% Northwestern European. What is North? That's British.
No,
are you Welsh?
Northwestern? No.
You a Welsh motherfucker?
I said I'm mostly Irish, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say.
British and Irish, 34.1%.
You tend to cabbage, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
First of all, let me break this down. He's 6.7% French and German.
That explains his hips. There you go.
It does explain my fucking childbearing gifts.
There you go.
2.9% broadly West African. So you a bitch.
Oh, I can't open the app because I need my face to open it.
Broadly Congolese and Southern
You would
East
be
African,
a security guard in
1.1%.
Wakanda with those kind of
Wakanda.
Right.
Wakanda, sorta.
Stop.
52.9% though.
I'm only
Jesus Christ,
Wakanda.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. That's why you passed the paper bag test.
You really should not be using it at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I gotta use the hard R. That's all that means.
No, not even.
I mean, you do you. I'm not trying.
Well, I just make wifey call me master instead of nigga in bed.
I don't even know if you should. Is the brown paper bag blackface?
It's a brown paper bag test.
Yeah, he passed it.
What up, motherfuckers? It's the Real Ass Podcast.
I forgot you guys can. I have a kids advice show on YouTube Kids based on my experience of being the community stepfather. It is a YouTube Kids advice show of like kind of just joking around, but always kind of being a family friend. So YouTube Kids advice show, and I'm really trying to push
Random has brilliant
for
ideas.
the people who were grossed out by drag queens reading to kids. Mark Random saying hi to a child. Get the fuck away, pervert!
A murderer teaching you about threesomes.
No, but they're genuine kid lessons that I've had.
A murderer teaching you about threesomes.
So one day you're gonna get older and you're gonna be in a position where there's several different women. Make them your slaves. If you could chain them up, figure it out. Also, what's 5 times 5?
No, but dog is gonna tell you to do some shit, right? Like, try to ignore him as much as possible.
How to deal with bullies and how to deal with
There's a trick to the 9 multiplication table. I'll teach you, but first.
81,
They said cats have 9 lives. That's not true. I've snapped its neck. It never came back to life.
If you mix pills with Pepsi Max, you can reach your soccer.
No, but it is like how to deal with
All right,
mean
we gotta
people.
move on. It's fine. You got it. I want kids' advice. We're gonna ask some kids questions. Shannon, do me a favor. I want you to pull up questions from kids from the internet, like the kids be curious. They're from
No,
other
but it's like
advice.
6-year-olds.
No, I know. So give me like commonly asked questions by little kids, and I want to know what random is going to give you advice.
Hell yeah.
Give me a question, Shannon, from a child from the internet.
Okay. Mr. Mark, why does our neighbor look different?
Well,
because your dad should pay more money for the house that you guys bought.
Well,
because podcasts started paying, so Luis Gomez moved to the neighborhood.
What happens is people
Luis
are
Gomez,
made,
Joey Diaz is like, the fuck?
people are made in all different kinds of ethnicities and backgrounds, but the important thing is we treat people kindly, and people may look different, they may act different, but the important thing is to be kind towards them. Like, you remember when you had that friends that they were Indian, and it's okay. We had a great time. I bought you guys pizza, and you loved it.
We bought them deodorant, shaved them.
Yeah. And your Puerto Rican friend that you have, it's great. Like, the people, the world, adults are stupid and silly, and they want to make things out to, oh, you're different, so you can't play with them. But no, really, everyone's the same, and we need to be kind to each other. So it doesn't matter if they're different. We're all the same, and it's okay to hang out with your friends.
Damn, good answers. Good answers.
It doesn't get better than that.
No.
All right, one more, Shannon. We got to stump him. Give me something good. Come on, one more.
Mr. Mark, why do people die?
Oh, boy. There we go.
Because they made fun of me.
That's a little different.
Well, what happens is...
Starts twitching.
Well, I gave my crush a rusty butter knife, and then I was reported to the principal office. So ever since then, I came up with a diabolical plan to take helium gas and to distribute it in the cafeteria. If you light a match, everyone will burn in an eternal flame.
That's a fucking...
Subscribe and like my YouTube page. Also, Dark Knights will be premiering at 4:30.
That is
November 11th.
That is
a movie.
November 11th, I got a movie coming out. It's called Black People Smell Like Ketchup. And you're like,
that
what?
is 100% a real story. Holy
I love it.
shit,
Are you
Mike.
serious? You gave someone a rusty butter knife?
No, it was gangs in my school at like 6th grade, so I, was just packing.
That was a great bit.
Skinny Bobby Kelly did not like that bit.
Did not.
Aaron Berg. Hi, how are you? Good to see you, Nikki. Skinny Bobby Kelly. Nikki Glaser.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I've never seen her without makeup, so like I didn't really recognize her.
Oh, Aaron Berg. She's like, this is exactly where you're meant to be right now, Aaron Berg. Oh, Aaron Berg. Oh, Aaron Berg. I love Nikki. I think she's hilarious. Shout out Nikki Glaser.
Shout out Nikki Glaser.
That'll go viral.
Yeah. It's a big name.
I once got in trouble on the internet for doing something, and I went to the club, and Nikki goes, well, now you know. You've learned, right? And then Ari was there like, what are you talking about? No, he didn't do anything wrong. It was very fun.
What did you do?
It was just like some weird... I said, oh, I identify as Muslim and gay. I have 24 spots at the cellar tonight. Something like that.
Hey, I was walking over there.
That's why you always find shit like that funny. That's why. It's truth, though.
Use any of that?
What happened?
You have warrants?
No, I was just asking you as a human being, like as
Oh, yeah.
as a
What
fan.
happened?
I mean,
we didn't talk.
No, it's not that I have warrants or anything. I just...
You just don't want to be on the clip. Yeah, we get it.
We'll cut it. We'll got you.
I appreciate it.
But then why would you talk to the camera?
Well, dude, what's What's your problem, man?
I'm just saying, I'm filming them. No one was talking to you. You would have been another person.
Well, I was in the background.
We're in New York City.
There's a lot of people in the background.
Why would you talk to the camera?
Yeah, I know.
There's just a lot of people in the
Now
background.
there's attention on you. There wasn't a minute ago. You know what I'm saying? You made it way worse.
Asshole, man. I'm trying to take a piss here.
Oh, there's a bathroom here?
Fuck you.
Dude, literally, we were just talking
That's
about
like
how many
the
times
shot.
a day do people pee.
Fuck you guys.
Wait, why'd I get thrown into this? Oh, that guy's a dick.
Not him on camera.
Good, Mike. Mike don't take no shit.
On that note, as you probably can tell now, I've watched tons of hours of you, right? Never once, really. You're so kind to every single person that people bring up. You always give them accolade, or you'll say, you know, it's not me to answer that question. You always take the high road, right? I have two examples that I found interesting that were not the high road, and I want to get your opinion on them. Ready? Number one, you said, which he ends up being one of your best friends, I think, to this day, maybe, but Mickey Rourke was a very selfish actor.
Oh,
Correct?
he's one of the most selfish actors I've ever met in my life. He like, first of all, shows up late every single day. He never loves. He like never knows a word of dialogue. But you know, he's brilliant. Mickey, he's brilliant. He gave a performance in a movie called Barfly.
Great movie, loved it.
An peculiar weird movie about an peculiar weird writer, but
Charles Bukowski.
Yeah, but like Mickey's performance is just magnificent.
Godfrey. Trust. If what you say is true, Godfrey. Could be dangerous.
So here's the thing. Anyone else who, and this is, I think, what we were talking about, is that anyone else who had access to that kind of real mimicry, that talent of mimicry, they would build.
Jack off.
It would be their whole house. It would be the whole house.
Yeah.
The whole farm would be bet on just that one skill.
And my manager, okay.
Yeah.
My
That's
manager,
it. It's just for
David,
you, it's
who's
material.
Rest in peace. He told me, and I love to talk about it because he's one of the smartest men like I've ever met, period. And he was saying, he's like, Godfrey, listen, don't be an impersonator because it gets really corny.
Is that him? I don't know.
It gets really corny. He goes, make sure you build your material, then bring in the impersonations you can intertwine.
Let me
That
tell you something.
motherfucker
That
was
guy,
so on point.
I can't even believe it because every other shitty manager in comedy would have been like, "So are you doing those impressions?" Or not? Let's fucking make that $50K.
No, he was like,
right? He would have sold you for short money.
He's like, you want to have more real significant. And then I barely did impersonations, barely did them. When I was an amateur, I would do it to get me in. When I was in a comedy team for a year with another guy, it was Godfrey and Alexander in Chicago. Really? Oh yeah, and then we did this hypnotism thing where he's going to turn into Bill Cosby, and he's a hypnotist. Hey, you seeing the people coming, and this guy's going to be, and now he's Richard Pryor. Man, you can suck my dick, goddamn. Boom, and he's switching Johnny Carson. Wow, good stuff. I did not know that. Boom, and I would switch. I would just go back and forth.
Whoopee. When you do
Shut up. What's the whoopee? I'll die.
I don't understand why. I don't get it. I'm just trying.
Crazy?
See, here's the problem. Anybody that's going to tell me what to do with my show can fuck off.
It's like you're imitating her vocal damage.
Yeah.
You're imitating like literally years of misuse of her instrument. It's crazy to land on that.
Yeah.
Undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world.
Anyways, Mike, when I had my first fight, my very first amateur fight, I drove from a small town, Nebraska City, where I grew up at, drove all the way to Omaha with a buddy. We were booze cruising. We were going to watch some amateur mixed martial arts. Wasn't sanctioned in the state. It was, to this day, I still love that guy. I still talk to Tim Baser every once in a while. All you had to do was show up and sign up. There was no matchups. They just matched you up as close as they could and wait. And
what year is this?
06, end of 06. So Drew and I would have been 17, and I sat in the crowd.
Showed up.
I just sat in the crowd and watched, and they just needed someone because the numbers were off. So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot from the crowd. And Drew was already fighting. Like he was already going. And that same work ethic, I used to want to be Drew Dober so bad when I was coming up in the sport, because he was already good then. I didn't know shit about fighting. I just was like, I'm going to try this shit. But Drew was probably at that point already a national champion Muay Thai guy. Probably, I would guess at that point. He was already a fantastic striker. He was already like at this really nice gym, and he was already good. He was like the best guy around. Like everybody wanted to be Drew Dober back then. It was like it wasn't about like when did he find that path. It was fucking crazy how good he was when we were that young.
Well, I've got one question. No,
it's funny. Hold on. Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mike.
No,
but
please.
which is just
Show the
funny
guns off. Go on, lad. Just get the guns out real quick.
Well, I mean, after Anthony was just flirting with me, I had to like give a little bit, but
I got to be honest. I talk about it all the time. I'm like, I wish you guys could have seen how good he was compared to everyone else back in 06.
Well, I just think it was great because, like fighting in the cage, like I was watching Anthony Smith and all these guys that were like fighting every weekend. Man, I loved training and I loved performing martial arts, but fighting in the cage scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I was looking at Anthony. I was like, man, he looks so calm and collected. Like this is his home,
smart enough to know what I was doing.
I was scared shitless to step in the cage when I was that young. So I was like, man, I wanted to be as cool as Anthony, like I'm shitting bricks every single time, but man, we had to get over that.
The issue is that, and I wish conservatives would ever make this connection, is that it's precisely where they have deviated and abandoned flat out libertarianism that has led to the decay in our culture and our society. It is not a coincidence that our government is bigger and more intrusive and more powerful than ever before, and our culture is decayed more than ever before. That's not a coincidence. If you tell me, you show me, any conservative, show me where this cultural rot is coming from, and I will show you a tremendous amount of government involvement directly leading to that cultural rot. I promise you. Pick any area, and I'll show you. And not just saying like, I'll say like, well, there is some government involvement there. No, let me show you exactly how it is creating the situation that we live in today. There is not any, like Hans Hermann Hoppe does a great job writing about this, where he's like, basically his point is that by the very nature of the state, like what you're doing is you're by force taking something from one group and giving it to another. Like every inch of what the government does is that to some degree. A taxation program and a spending program. They can't do anything but that. And whatever you're taxing, you're viewing as desirable or good. And whatever you're giving to someone else, you view as being like giving them something that they needed. They have a deficiency, and so you're giving it to them, right? Like that's just the very nature of what the government is. And so just think about the economics of that. You're inherently, day one that you open up and you're a government, you are disincentivizing the good and incentivizing the bad. You're taxing the good and subsidizing the bad. So if you have less, if whatever it is, if you have less wealth, and you're saying wealth is a good thing to have, so we're going to put a tax on wealth. So we're going to disincentivize wealth. And then if you have less wealth, you get a check for it. So therefore, we're incentivizing people to have less wealth. And every inch of this, if you say you look at Social Security or something like that, you go, okay, we're going to like disincentivize you to be reliant on your community, on your family, on your own hard work, on your own like foresight for your retirement, because the government's going to take it from you anyway and give it back to you anyway. It's like every inch of the state does this. And of course, today, if you look at like every example of where the cultural degeneracy is coming from, it's all coming from government programs of one kind or another.
I thought to myself, I either got ripped off or this is my first case.
Do you know how cesarean? Did you know how cesarean?
I was born
came about?
cesarean, dude. You're on dangerous territory right now,
Do you
Oscar.
know how cesarean is? Do you know why it's called the cesarean?
Because you're going to be average your entire life, C-section?
No.
Okay. No, then enlighten me.
I'm going to enlighten you with two fun facts.
Okay.
Number 1, cesarean section is named after how Julius Caesar was born.
Wow.
And number 2, did you know that O.J. Simpson's dad was a drag queen?
Get out of here.
Look that up.
What did that have to do with cesarean?
Nothing.
Oh my God. Such a fun fact.
His name was Cesarean.
Oh, Shannon, for the cleanup.
Cesarean Simpson.
God, we're really working together. We're really working together great on this podcast.
Can you tell us a little bit about like how you got into drag and how you see drag as a performance art?
Absolutely. So my name is Izzy Uncut. I started drag about 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I really was just inspired by other comedy queens throughout the city. I was all-star cheerleading coach and choreographer for like a million years in Jersey. And then when I moved here for love, I had like no outlet for that creativity, for that like performance. And that's when I was like, oh, I think I'm funny and I can still do back handsprings. Like, let me do it in a wig.
Right.
And I really like kind of fell in love with it. And that's kind of been it. I've been full-time just doing drag, no day job for like about like 5-ish years now. So
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, I have a pretty good like grip on the New York City drag scene at least.
Mm-hmm. And then when you think about, I mean, do you think it seems like they are trying to say that drag is sex work, which I find confusing because I think of it more as, you know, like a performance that includes gender expression. But, you know, many people, especially conservatives, I think are continually confused by the difference between sexuality, gender expression, which there's a lot of words. I get that it's confusing, but to then just demonize a certain group of people because you are confused, also not a great idea. Can you kind of clarify that a little bit?
Exactly. Like it's okay. I mean, like I think Rihanna showed it. It became a meme. Like if you don't know exactly what you're saying, you're a lot of different terms, like different gender appropriations and things like that. Like
Sure.
it's like there are a lot of terms that do get a little mixed up, and there's a lot going on with it. But when it comes to drag, I mean, for me personally, people want to be like, it's an art form, and it is, but like. It's just kind of fun for a lot of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been to a museum. I don't think I'm doing anything comparable to what like happens at the MoMA. But yeah, no, it's definitely about expressing, when it comes to being a drag queen, expressing hyper femininity. Like, you're not pretending to be a woman. You're not trying to dupe anybody. You're not trying to.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. You're not trying to trick anyone to believe that you are a woman. Okay, that's
I'm not
a good
like
point.
walking down the street like this.
Right,
I'm
right.
just like, hope nobody knows I'm a man.
Right.
I'm like, no, it's very clear that I'm doing something completely different than just like being a woman going grocery shopping.
Right, and that's part of the fun in it, that it is so over the top. It's over the top femininity.
Precisely.
Right.
Being processed into a jail, it's demeaning. You know what I mean? Like, they'll take everything from you and give you a jumpsuit, and then you be in the jumpsuit butt naked under the jumpsuit because they ain't issue underwear and no shit like that. But then it might be a few dudes that still got their boxers on.
Oh, I kept my boxers.
Okay, how'd you keep yours?
I was like, I'm keeping my boxers.
Word.
Okay. With a smile on you. With that.
See, that's what New Jersey, they give you a choice.
Go Newark. Newark is so good for
New Jersey, yeah.
So this is what blew my mind, because I gave him up. I've always given him up. I ain't know that was an option. I be seeing niggas in the room. Yeah, I told that nigga, fuck that. I ain't giving up shit, right? And I'm like, all right, that didn't seem like an option when I was in that room. But whatever you say, I'm not here to question nobody's gangster. Now, and the dude who was with us that night, the white dude, he told us the same thing. He's like, I kept my boxers. I was like, how'd you keep your boxers? He was like, oh, I just started crying and he felt bad for me.
Oh, he cried?
And I was like,
that's a no-no, right?
You know, well, here's the thing. He was like, he was proud about it. Like, I kept my boxers. And I'm like, shit, yeah, I didn't even know that was an option.
You didn't want to cry, bro.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know if that would be.
But it's just like understanding tact. Understanding that everything isn't just plowing through a brick wall.
Yeah.
No, fuck that, I'll keep my boxers. Like, this dude had no shame being like, oh, I cried. They felt bad for me.
Oh. Oh, look at that. That's going to be the last time that plan worked. That's the last time.
Yeah.
Now that you know, it won't work ever again.
You can't do that at lunch.
Can't be validated. You getting hosed down like a German Shepherd.
Can I keep my box down? Because that's the thing. Like, it ain't no secrets in there. That's the wildest.
Let me keep my boxer briefs.
I remember it was another older dude who was getting interviewed before us where you got to go to a psych evaluation.
Oh, yeah.
And they could hear him. We could all, because they leave the door open. The psych person pull you in the room and interview you, but everybody's sitting in the
they
hallway.
can hear your shit?
Everybody's sitting here waiting. Right? So, like.
No privacy in jail.
It's crazy, right? I've learned so much right now.
In jail?
Dude,
it's jail.
But it's so much
You talking to a
male
man that-
testosterone. It's so much ego. We all think we know how the questions get answered, but when somebody answer it out of that, you'll be like, wow, good for him for being honest, but that shit is hilarious. So the one at one of the questions that she asked you, are you worried about being raped or assaulted while you're in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
To which yeah, the thought didn't cross my mind. I'm not gonna lie. Nigga, to hear a bunch of grown men in the hallway giggling like that, like, yo, this nigga said he's scared to get like, I'm like, what's wrong with y'all?
Nobody's not afraid to get
that booty. We all afraid, but ain't nobody gonna admit it. You know what I mean? Like, not here. You know, like, no.
I got locked up leaving my bitch house. Don't nobody want your ass. Nigga. Don't nobody want your ass. Nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, God, man. This nigga think he cute.
That'd be so funny. Think he cute. Ain't nobody trying to this flat ass nigga. Are you out of your mind?
He got no cheeks.
What's the word? Go flatter yourself, bitch. Ain't nobody niggas in jail worried about tomorrow. You worried about getting. Ain't nobody worried about you.
Nigga,
you ain't even got makeup on, nigga.
Too. Get the fuck out of there.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
See, now that's the funny thing you say that, because I've also fucked a chick where I have had every orifice fluid all over my penis.
Vomit also?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every orifice. So you had booty juice. You had a little chocolate cream.
I had some ass
Little
grease.
mocha, yeah.
Ass grease, and then she was coming off the end of her period, so I had a little bit.
Yeah, a little strawberry
and then
delight.
And then when she had like been sucking my dick, she kind of like coughed up on it and had.
I hope no one's eating during this episode.
Mucinex mucus.
Look, man.
So she had the Neapolitan. She had a little green, a little white, a little red.
It was tapas. You know, you get what you want, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
But you loved that time.
I didn't. It was just, you know, you don't really think about it, and really, when it comes down to sex, I'm not trying to make anybody uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? If someone's into something,
We made her bleed and puke.
first off, I didn't make her bleed. Her body was naturally
Listen
bleeding.
here, John Holtzman, or whatever your real name is.
Listen, you got on the brain. I didn't make her bleed. I just
wanted
jostled
to.
some things around in there, and they came out of there.
You got earwax on your
You know,
cock. How'd you get earwax on your cock?
I don't know. She was using it. She was using it. But there was also, like, you know, another time I had been with this lady for a couple times. We had hooked up a couple times. And I hadn't seen her in about like 2 or 3 weeks. And she got hold of me and she was like, hey, I want you to come over and let's fool around. So we did. And she was sucking. We fucked. And then she was sucking my cock. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to let you know right now, I haven't jerked off in a little bit. And there's going to be a lot of cum coming out of there.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, she's like, yeah,
They
whatever.
love that.
Whatever, I don't give a fuck.
They
I'm like,
want-
no, I'm telling you, there's probably going to be a lot of cum. So she keeps sucking my dick. And then I'm like, hey, I'm going to come. She's like, like, just like mouth, And I'm like, okay. And when I did, it went in her mouth and out her nose all the way. She's like, like straight down.
Wow. Good for you.
Which
That
is
boy's
like,
blasting
again, I told you. What was again? She's like, oh my God. It was like fucking like, it was awesome.
That's
He's
amazing.
going to stay with her for so long.
I don't think so.
You can't get hotter than that. Women love it when you save your cum for them. She's going to tell all her girlfriends, this one guy came in my mouth so hard, it started coming out my fucking nose.
What if she aspirated it and it's just like in her lungs
Oh,
forever?
she had died?
It's
If she had died due to cum drowning?
If she dry drowned later from cum.
It went in the wrong hole in her lungs. Every time she breathes, you
God,
hear it's like she has.
To this day, it's just there.
There's a corner like,
is that mucus? No, it's cum.
that's cum.
Cum.
That's cum in there. We got to find the guy whose cum this is. He drowned her in cum. That would be great if I did come and she had a chronic disease for the rest of her life. She had cum lung. She's like, I can't run, I can't swim, I have cum lung. Because this guy in 2019, he came in my mouth so hard that I breathed it in. And
You're in interrogation.
Oh,
room.
dude, she's got jizztic fibrosis. That's what they call. Oh,
well, there's the name of the episode.
Oh.